I think that we might be live. I think we might be live. And if we are live, I'm excited. I think
yes,
that we might be
are
live. I
Hold
think we
on
might
one
be
second.
live. And if we are live, I'm excited. All right, we are live. And I need to make some adjustments really quick because we're about to get started. Oh, yeah. So, welcome to those of you that are joining me on here. I am excited because today I am trying out something that I have not done before. And I want to make sure that all is well before we go live, because since this is the first time I've not done this, this is the first time I'm doing this, I got to make sure that we're good. Can you hear the music? Is anybody here with me? Let's see what we got going on here. All right. Yes, we do have people in here. If you are in the room on Facebook, or maybe even on YouTube, or even on Periscope. All right, I just checked the Facebook and we are live, which is exciting. Let's see what we got going on Periscope. Make sure make sure all is well. How you guys doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. My day is going well. And if you're joining me on here live, let me know where you're joining from. Just say your, well, I could see your name. All right, I am live on Periscope, which is awesome. This is working. This is working. You should have seen me like freaking out right before trying to get everything going. Now the question is, are we live on YouTube? And I'm pretty sure we're not. Unfortunately. Which would not be cool, because people are joining the stream and we're probably not live. Oh man, that would not be cool. Oh, we got people joining. Sweet. We got Jennifer, we got Thrift Diving, Serena, we got Blake in Michigan. We got Tana Does Tech. Shalom, she says. What's up? Jennifer LeBlanc. I think you are. Yes, I think I am as well. Oh man, this is awesome. All right. Anybody joining us on Periscope? Man, you should have seen me freaking out right before. This. All right. Where do I see my Facebook comments with this stream that I have set up here? Let's look at this a different way. We want to make sure that we are good. So tonight's topic, we're going to be talking all about Mac versus PC. All right, we got someone on Periscope from Philadelphia joining. What is up? What is up? All right, let's see what we got going on Facebook. I got to load up my Facebook comments because I can't have you. All right, what? Man, we're going. Cope from Philadelphia joining. We're going. What is up? I just want to make sure. All right, your first live video experience, Alana. We are so happy that you are here. Barb says it's not playing on YouTube for you, and that's because I set things up kind of in a messed up way, but at least we're live. If you go to my YouTube channel, you'll be able to see. We got Dana on Facebook. Hey, Leslie, what's up? We got Amelia on Facebook as well in Washington, D.C. Oh, man, this is exciting stuff. Let's see who we got. Barb in Rochester, NH. That's New Hampshire. Let's see. We got Dana in, let's see. Hey, Dana. I'm reading your comment like, hey, Leslie. Oh man, there's so much activity going on right now. Okay, let's see. Tana says, I'm a man. Awesome. My bad, Tana. Haza Films TV watching you live on Periscope, Facebook, and here on YouTube. That's a whole lot. I made the same mistake on my stream, Tana, so I'm glad it's not just me making these kinds of mistake. What happened was I had to grab the stream key when I set up the event, and I didn't even know that. All right, we got Steve in South Bend, Indiana, right down the road from me. Sweet. That's like 30 minutes away, Steve. Stroke TV in Northern California. Man, we got all kinds of stuff happening up in here. Sweet. Dana in Nashville, Tennessee on Facebook. All right, so here's the deal, right? We're trying something. I wanted to experiment a little bit because I wanted to see if I could do something like this where it's not all about what I have to say, because yeah, I got stuff to say, but you know, sometimes I could be wrong. And I want to bring you guys in on the discussion. So here's how we're going to do this. Let's make sure that I have this set up the right way. Okay, so the first person to do this gets a prize. Well, you're not really going to get a prize, but I'm just going to say you're going to get a prize. The first person that does this. What we're going to do is I want some live callers on here. And let's see. Let's select this. Okay, right now on the screen, you will see a telephone number. That is a number here in the U.S. And I would love for you to call this number. It doesn't matter how many. We're going to bring some people into this discussion. The topic for today is a very simple, controversial, but we're not going to make it controversial. We want to make it informative. An informative discussion on Mac versus PC. And I'll tell you what brought this topic about. If you can go ahead and call right now, you'll be on hold until I bring you in. And I see we already have one caller on the line. Sweet. This is exciting. All right. So I just recently bought a PC. Can I show you the PC? No, I didn't. I don't have it set up for you to see the PC, but I recently bought a PC because I wanted to do some live streaming stuff like what you're seeing I'm doing right now. And as much as I can do it on Macs, there are certain features and certain things that I wanted to do that it seemed that it made it much easier to do it on a PC. So I've been kind of back and forth trying to decide on, hey, do I stick all Mac, or do I get, you know, a PC and go down that path? And I decided to get a PC, and now I have both. And I have both right next to each other. And I guess you can see, let's see. If I show you this really quick, and go ahead and call if you have an opinion on this topic, go ahead and call. The number is on the screen, 269-487-9470. If you are outside of the U.S., you'd have to dial the country code. And last night when I was experimenting with this, I had someone call in from Sydney, Australia. We had someone call in from the UK, which was really cool. Steve is asking, so you're in Michigan? Yep, I'm right here in Berrien Springs, Michigan, man. All right, so right over here we have my PC. You can see my PC. That's my PC screen. And over here, oh wait, no, you can't see. Yes, now you can see my PC screen. That's my PC. And over here we have my Mac screen, and this is where I'm looking at the YouTube comments right now. I'm using my mobile phone for the Periscope comments, and I'm just looking at, I'm using my Mac for the Facebook comments. So this is going to be interesting to see how I manage all these comments. But we have a caller on the line right now, and I just want to talk about this whole Mac versus PC thing. We have two callers on the line. So let me go ahead and bring the first person in. Caller, you are supposedly on the air. Can you hear me?
I can.
Awesome. Who is this calling in?
This is David Foster.
You know, I'm very curious to hear your opinion on this, because you are actually the reason why you're like the most expensive friend I have, and you are the reason why I decided to go down this route of getting a PC and doing this live stream with vMix and all that kind of stuff. So the world wants to know, man, what is your perspective? What's your take on this Mac versus PC dilemma?
Well, for me, it's different depending on the use case, right?
Okay.
Because if you're somebody who does graphics and video editing and stuff like that, a Mac can work perfectly fine. But in your use case, or the case we're talking about, at least for my use case, it's for live streaming. And so for live streaming, a PC is much better because you can get a lot more bang for your buck. Like so basically, so the PC that you built, okay? If you were to take that PC and you were trying to get the Mac equivalent.
By the way, wait, just really quick. I didn't build a PC. I didn't go that fancy.
Oh, yeah.
I bought one because I didn't want to waste the time and all that kind of stuff. But go ahead.
Yeah. You bought a PC, but you put in a capture card. So there was some building aspects in there.
Okay, that makes me feel good. That makes me feel good. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So in that, the Mac equivalent to say a $1,500 to $2,000 machine for live streaming specifically would be about $7,000 for a Mac equivalent.
Oh man.
So basically, the PC that I built for my live streaming, I've paid roughly $4,000 for as it's all completely built.
Okay.
That Mac equivalent would have been probably close to $10,000 to $15,000.
Wow. Wow. So it sounds like your take is it depends on the purpose. It depends on what you're using it for. You're doing graphics, you're doing maybe video editing and so on. A Mac is perfect for that. But if certain applications, and in this case right now we're talking about live streaming, the resources that you need from the PC, if you go the PC route, you can get away with not spending as much as if you were to get a Mac.
That is correct. And so for, 15 years or more, I have been only on a Mac because I did video and graphics. So I did a lot of video editing. I had no need for that much processing power.
Gotcha.
But once we started this live streaming journey, what I found was Macs with the AMD processors just could not keep up. And a lot of the problems also are the Mac softwares for live streaming are all dependent on the CPU, which is Ryzen core processor. So if you see that Intel i7, that's your CPU.
Yeah.
So all of these softwares are built for the CPU, and the AMD processors that Mac uses just cannot keep up with those. So it ends up, and you do have some Macs that have the Intel cards, but they don't have a graphics card that can utilize. So basically, Wirecast, OBS, Mimo Live, all of your Mac software, they're very CPU heavy. Whereas vMix, the one that you're using now, that utilizes the graphics card. So that keeps your CPU freed up for doing other things like bringing in colors, doing your audio, things like that. So the processor is not getting slammed like it does on a Mac when you're doing the same thing.
And it's interesting because I've been experimenting with Wirecast and OBS and all these different platforms on my Mac, and they were great except for the fact that like you said, it was killing my CPU, dude. Now I'm running vMix. So I want to share my screen really quick so that you guys can see the program that I'm using. So it's gonna look like really complicated. Yeah, go ahead.
And let me add to that. When I said that it depends on what you're using the CPU for, if you're using it for live streaming, but it also the software is a huge variable in that too, because vMix, after all the research that I've done and having people that were having issues with Wirecast and stuff on a Mac, I started looking at it on a PC, and people were still having those issues, not as much, but they were having them. I realized that it's also dependent on the software you're using, because vMix is one of the most efficient softwares for live streaming because of the fact that they use the graphics card. So all of the graphics that you're seeing, like the video and all that other stuff, they're processing that on the card. So that leaves your CPU open. So you're probably only hitting maybe 4 or 5% right now on your CPU. Can you see that down there?
So let me share that really quick. So you're looking at my screen right now. All right, this is vMix. And with vMix, I am looking at this, and I have a lot set up. So you can see I have my iPhone that can be connected. I have my one webcam. I have another webcam. I have my PC. I have my MacBook Pro. I have a screen that shows my MacBook Pro and my PC. Then I have my webcam with an overlay. I mean, I got a whole lot. And then I have another screen over here, and it is running right now about 20%. All right. Now, if
you had all of that set up right now,
if I were doing that on a Mac, well, no, actually, I have not been able to do this on a Mac because before I even get to this, I'm using like 90% of all of my resources.
Well, and I'm thinking you have something else running too for it even to be that high. So do you have like Dropbox or?
Oh yeah, I have.
There's got to be something else running in the background.
Yeah, I got Dropbox running. I probably should have stopped Dropbox, stopped Google Drive, stopped everything else. But you know how I was right before this call.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, I'm curious if there's anyone else here that has a take on this topic. Go ahead and call the hotline. I do have that on the screen right now, so you can call in and give me your take as well. But yeah, for me, I have both devices now, and I actually like them both. I use my
Hmm.
Mac for different things. Like for example, the program that I'm using to take the call right now, it's Mac only. And the program that I'm using to do this live stream is PC only. So it's like both have their pros and cons. Tana Does Tech says this. Oh, okay. So that's related to the audio is not matching my mouse. So that's something that I have to check. Hey, let me explain something, right? Right before this, right before coming on live here, I was frantically just trying to put a bunch of things together just to get live. I don't know if the settings are right. I don't know anything. So I'm going to be very curious to kind of watch this stream after the fact and see how things went.
Yeah, I just checked it on my end, and it's synced. So I would tell Tana Does Tech to maybe try refreshing.
Oh, yeah, that's a good. And she says, "Trust me, I understand. Streaming ain't easy. No, it's not. But depending on the tools that you have, you can make it a little easier, which is really interesting. And I'm very excited to kind of toy around with some of the things that I'm doing here. And it's going to be fun to see how everything plays out. Now, what do you think about the operating systems? I know I spoke to you about this yesterday, and you said I think you said you hate Windows 10. Is that what you said, David?
No, no, no. I said I hate Windows in general, and the reason I hate Windows. Okay, so let me backtrack a little bit because I have been a Mac guy for 15 years, and I've been in that ecosystem for a long time. Okay,
Yeah.
and what I remember of Windows was like Windows, XP and stuff like that was what the last PC I had was until I got a live streaming unit a couple years ago that had Windows 8 on it. Okay,
Okay.
so Windows 8 I did not like unless I had a touch screen. Then it was okay. Now with Windows 10, what I realize is I still don't like the fact that it's hard to find things like Control Center. If I want to go in and do stuff to my monitor and stuff, it took me a while to figure out where that stuff is at.
Okay.
But then once I was playing with vMix and I was playing around with Windows 10, I actually now have a laptop with Windows 10 just so that I can play with it more.
Yep.
With a touch screen, I actually do enjoy it. But I don't do enough in it to actually, because I don't have apps that I use on Windows or anything like that. So for me, it's just from a standpoint of ease of being, like if I were to sit down brand new and I wanted to get to Control Center, I don't even know how to do it. And I feel like there's like different menus and it's kind of like all over the place. So there's some things I feel like they could do to make it more user friendly. But once you get it, it is nice and fast.
Yeah, so it's interesting. I'm gonna share my PC really quick because I'm just getting used to the PC right now. But one of the things that I really like, I didn't think I would like it because of some of the things that I saw before online, and also my initial experience with it, is this start menu thing here, because I love that you can organize your apps into different categories. So here are some of the programs that I use. These are my entertainment things, so Netflix and Spotify, Hulu, and podcasts, and so on. Over here, we got all the social media apps, and over here, we got some internet-related stuff. Down here, I have all my live streaming things, and so on. It's a very simple thing, but I'm actually impressed with it because what I'm used to is just having a dock. And on that dock, you have pretty much whatever you want. And it's just, to me, this arrangement here is really cool. And I also like the fact. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that is, so if I use the PC more, I would like that. This is kind of like the difference between an iPhone and an Android.
Yeah.
I am a very customizable person. I love to customize my experience, and I feel like you can do that on a PC just like you can an Android, where Apple and Mac just kind of leave you where you have to either show all or you go into a menu that has all, right? It's
exactly.
Not like on an iPhone, I can't hide any icon. They have to be somewhere on my screens, and I hate that.
Yeah. Yeah, I am with you on that. That I actually really like it. Now, Dana is saying Windows apps are terrible. I use the web browser instead. I'm finding the exact opposite. I kind of like the Windows apps. Like for example, I have like Spotify and Netflix and Hulu and Facebook and those kinds of apps. And to me, what's interesting about it is you have your kind of like a full experience with that particular thing without having to be distracted. Like if I wanted to go to Facebook, I'm talking about going to Facebook and not being distracted. That doesn't sound right. But if I wanted to go to Facebook, I could just open up the Facebook app here and it's just Facebook. And I kind of like that. There's nothing else. If I want to go to LinkedIn, I could open up the LinkedIn app and just be immersed in LinkedIn or something of that sort. When I come here, for example, to, let's see, which one have I set up? The Hulu app. All right. So this is just all Hulu. And I don't have to be worrying about anything else. I could just focus on my Hulu and just binge watch whatever it is I want to binge watch. Not that I'm doing much of that anyhow, but I'm kind of surprised that I'm liking it. I didn't expect to like it. But the more I'm using it, it's like the more I get used to it. And the more I get used to it, it works. And Dana's like, what? What are you talking about? So it's interesting. Have you toyed around with the apps at all?
I have actually. So, there for a while, before we actually added our editing, and that's what I wanted to ask you. Do you plan on trying to edit from the PC?
Oh,
like
definitely.
Once you get a video done, just editing right there? Because like I was in the App Store, and that's the thing, like they didn't have apps before. You had to download programs.
Uh-huh.
So now you can go in there, and I found an app that will let you just cut the front and back off of a video really easily. I mean, so the App Store is again, I'm going to use Android as an example.
Yeah.
It's come a long way from years ago because the Android market, when I first got in there, was horrible. But now the apps are almost surpassing the quality of Apple. And I feel like with Windows, I found anything that I wanted to do, I could find an app for.
Yeah. That's exactly it. And Dana is saying that I'm loco. The Facebook app doesn't have all the features unless you update them. And that may be the case. And keep in mind, Dana, that I am new to this, right? So I am just exploring these things now. The Facebook app, I don't spend a lot of time in there, honestly. So I haven't fully explored it and seen all the features or anything of that sort. But I just like what I'm seeing. Because it seems to me like when they started, they really didn't have a lot of apps. And now they have apps for just about everything. So to me, they have kind of like a head start on this, on these apps that are not cross-platform, but you can use on a desktop or you can use on a mobile device. So I actually think it's kind of interesting. And I think they have a head start with that. And it'll be interesting to see how that evolves over time.
And I will say, like, I am, I don't see me becoming a regular PC user, like that as my daily driver. I still take my MacBook Pro.
Yeah.
But I do keep a PC with me now because of what we're doing with live streaming. I have to be able to get in there and do some stuff sometimes. And I will sit down and just start browsing through and playing with it. And the more I play with it, the more I figure out I can do, the more I actually do like it. But again, I say I don't think I could ever use it as my daily driver, but just because I'm so embedded in the email system with the Mac app that I use and everything and the video editing software and stuff. But even so, I'm editing all my videos on an iPad now. I'm not even using my MacBook Pro, so I'm kind of only using apps.
Yeah.
So, maybe there would be a transition there. I don't know.
Hey, I also want to open it up. If you have a question on this whole Mac versus PC thing, maybe you're trying to decide, you can call in as well with your question. Let's do some of that as well. And not that I'm the expert on Macs and PCs or anything of that sort, but hey, David, this is one thing that I'm finding. I think Apple is going to have a little bit of an issue here because of the fact that I come to realize that just about every app that I use, every program that I use right now, except for one, are all cross-platform. The only thing that I use that's not cross-platform, that's Mac only right now, is ScreenFlow. and I can replace that with something like Camtasia. And I think Apple is going to be in an interesting position because it doesn't seem as if they're focusing on the pro user as much, and they're just at least that's the impression that I'm getting. And when the pro user is seeing, like, for my video editing, I use Adobe Premiere. Well, I could use that on PC or Mac, so it doesn't matter which platform I'm on for my video editing. Photoshop, it doesn't matter which platform I'm on. I use Microsoft Office and all those things. It doesn't matter which platform I'm on. So I think we're at an interesting point where so many of us are using programs that are cross-platform that I think Apple might have some issues coming down the pike.
Well, the thing is, so Apple is getting ready to, again, embrace the pro community. So in December, they've got the iMac Pro coming out. And then in early, they're saying either Q1, Q2 of 2018, they've got the modular Mac Pro coming out. But you're talking, prices that most of us will not be able to afford. I mean, just for the entry level iMac Pro is going to be $49.95. So
oh, my word.
$5,000 for a pro level computer. But the thing is, one thing that I found with Mac, even though the processors aren't as good and all that, they're more efficient. And to edit 4K video on a Mac versus a PC, even the PC that you have, editing 4K, like 400 megabit per second, 60 frame per second footage is.
Oh, my word. Hey, So while we're talking about this whole Mac versus PC thing, of course, my Mac decides to just randomly shut off. This is not good for the type of show that I'm doing right now. It's not helping Apple out at all. And I've noticed that this has happened a few times over the last few weeks, and I don't know what's going on. Literally, my Mac just died. It's plugged in. Wait, I hope my Mac didn't literally die. That oh, my word. That would just not be cool. Oh, there we go. All right, I think we're back with my Mac. I don't know what happened. It just went to sleep. Wow. It went to sleep even though I was doing stuff on it. Oh, man. So that means, David, I lost you. If you did want to come back on and you had something important to say, you can call back in. That's perfectly fine. If anyone else has any, let me hit some music while we're doing that. If anybody else has any comments on this old Mac versus PC debate or any questions, feel free to ask. Now, let me make sure I'm back here with the comments. I'm going to check out. Okay, so Dana is saying she's going to check it out again to see if the apps improved at all over the last year. Yeah, so as I'm saying, right, this is all new to me. I feel as if I'm hearing myself in the background somewhere. I'm trying to figure out where that's coming from.
You were, because I'm back here.
Oh, hey, you're there.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. It showed me like you were gone. But you were saying something right before I froze.
What do you remember? What I know I was talking about the Mac. I was talking about editing 4K video.
Yeah.
So I was watching some YouTubers and they were putting Premiere on PC versus Final Cut on a Mac editing 4K footage, and the Mac could export a large video almost 3 times by the time Premiere would export it once.
Oh, wow. By the time the PC would export it once?
Yes, through Premiere Pro.
Interesting. Same software, but different platform, and the Mac outperformed the PC.
No, different software. I'm talking Final Cut on a Mac versus Premiere Pro on a PC.
Got well, that's interesting, actually, because, well, first of all, you're comparing 2 different programs. I wonder what about the editing process? Do you know if one was easier or one was harder?
They're both pretty efficient as far as editing because it's all just knowing the shortcuts, to be able to do. Like, I'm more efficient on Cut. My brother's more efficient in Premiere, but yet I can get videos out faster. And actually, what's funny is I can get a video out, see an error, go back and fix it, and get it out again before he can get it out once.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So the Macs are the thing about Apple is they know how. So like just with the iPhone, they only have 3 gigabits of RAM in them, but they're one of the most efficient phones. Like a lot of these are going to 4 now and 6, and it's just getting all of this extra RAM. But Apple doesn't need it because they really make their software run efficiently on these machines, and that's why I don't think they're ever going to lose market share, because they're still one of the most efficient machines for graphics design and web design and stuff like that. Whereas for you and me, we're doing things like live streaming that a lot of people aren't doing yet,
yeah.
Right? So there's no reason for them to have the power that we need.
Yeah, unless you're doing like, I know a lot of people are very much into gaming and they're all about PCs, which makes sense. For that particular application, it's a platform that makes sense. Now, let's see, Lindsay's asking, is vMix both versions? vMix, unfortunately, is only PC. And vMix really works well. Steve on YouTube is saying, I've never used a Mac before, but that's my next move. Yeah, I can't say that I don't love Macs. You know, I've been all Mac for the last, 15 years or so. And it's worked very well for me over the years. It's just for this specific application and for some other stuff. Like I got my Oculus Rift today, and that thing is, man, I'm actually a little blown away. Not gonna lie. Wait, did I lose you, David? I think I lost you. Not sure why, but I did lose you. Let's put some more music on there, and let's see what we got going on in the comments. Hey, do you guys have any questions? Any comments on this whole Mac versus PC? You can either call in or you can just type your comments wherever you are, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube or on Periscope. I see we got people on all of those 3 platforms, which is very cool. And what is complicated here, man, is trying to manage these comments or trying to, check to make sure I can see the comments on all 3 different platforms. That's fun stuff. But hey, it's all good. It is all good. What? Yeah, as I was saying, right? Maybe I should pull that out really quick. I just got these in the mail today, and I just did the basic setup and went through some of the orientation stuff. Man, my mind was blown. This technology stuff that we have, man, it is going in a very interesting direction. It is going in a very interesting direction because with the goggles on, the headset on, I felt as if I was in a different place. Like, it wasn't like a cartoon place or anything of that sort. It felt like I was in a room and interacting with the objects in that room, which is freaky. Technology is moving at an alarming pace. It's exciting. And I think it's going to open up a lot of interesting opportunities in the future. Adedoton, I'm not sure if I said your name right, and if I mispronounced it on Facebook, I apologize. How much can you do on a MacBook Pro? Oh, you can do a whole lot on a MacBook Pro. I've done everything on a MacBook Pro for the last 15 or so years, and I've loved them. It's just that there's certain things that I wanted to do that I have not been able to do, but now I'm able to do it. You're completely mobile and cannot afford to work on a stationary Mac. Hey, that's understandable, right? You work with what you got. And the beauty is that we can do so much on these mobile devices. These are computers, right? Hey, if you have any thoughts on this topic, feel free to call the hotline right there on the screen, 269-487-9470. If you have any questions or you have a take on Mac versus PC, I'd love to hear it. All right, we got some more comments coming in. Let me see what we got. Barb is saying, I've never used a Mac, but don't think I want to bother with the learning curve. Probably would take too long and slow down building my web biz. I 100% understand that, It's all about efficiency, and it's all about what will work for you. I think they are both great platforms, and if you're comfortable with one, you don't necessarily have to change unless there's specific applications that you want to use, specific things that you want to do that you're not able to do on the platform that you're on. There's no need to change. And Macs come at a higher price tag. They come at a higher price tag. They're strong machines, relatively speaking, and they do a lot. So it just all depends on your priorities. All right, we got David says, "I love you on YouTube." I love you too, man. I love you too. We're gonna wrap this up in a little bit. Let's have a different flavor of music really quick. Take y'all back to the islands with me. Oh yeah. All right, Mac versus PC. Which one should you choose? The one that works best for you. I choose both because I'm crazy like that, but also because I use them both for different purposes. And it's awesome what we can do with these machines that we have here. For those of you that joined me live, I want to thank you for joining live. I hope you got some value from that. And I'm going to be doing this more. I'm going to be picking different topics, and you guys can call in just like David did tonight and give your opinions. And I see we have some more comments coming in. Jordan says, "I have to use Windows, Mac, and Linux because of my job." Oh, you have to use all three. Awesome. Alana says, "Thank you. Great experience. Loved it. I am glad that you had a great experience." I had a great experience. The beginning was, man, well, I guess you didn't see what happened. Loved it. I am glad that you had a great experience. I had a great experience. The beginning was, man, well, I guess you didn't see what happened. Whoa. I don't know what's going on there, but I'm hearing myself multiple times going on. I don't know if you guys heard that or not. Jen says, "Love your live videos. Keep up the great work. Apple/MacBook all the way. Facebook is behind." Whoa. I just got a super chat. Geeks Life in the house, $5. Whoa. This is my first. Dude, you're like my first. Man. I feel all warm and tingly inside, David. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. So what does that do? So you did this, and what am I able to do with that? This is my first time on the receiving end of a super chat. But that's really cool. I don't even know what happens now with that. Spend it, buy some candy. Woohoo! I wonder if I could use it to buy some virtual reality candy. Thank you for this live call, Adedotun. Am I saying your name right? Adedotun? You are very much welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And we're going to wrap it up as this music comes to an end. It goes into your Google Wallet thingy. Oh, man, that's awesome. So people could just give you money when you stream. That encourages me to stream more, man. This is awesome. Thanks a lot. All right, let's see. Anything else here? Hey, this live stream was brought to you by my Become a Blogger Coaching Club. I should have said this like earlier on. If you are trying to build your online platform with a blog, it is the best place to make that happen. Go to bloggercoaching.com. That's bloggercoaching.com, and you'll be able to check out my Become a Blogger Coaching Club, where I take you from beginning to end. How do you start a blog? How do you decide on what you're going to blog about? How do you create the kind of content that you need to create? How do you build it into a business? This is what I do full time, and I want to share that with you. I want to help you as you try to build your online platform. So that is it for tonight. Once again, I want to thank you all for joining on Facebook, on Periscope, on YouTube, on everywhere. Thank you all, and have a blessed night. Take care, guys. All right, now let's see how to end this. There we go. Peace. Stop streaming? Yeah.